these guys here are very nice, very nice people, good people, and it's kind of pleasure to be the part of this team, of this organization. And I cannot wait, to start a training camp, to see where we are right now, and start to play some games and start the season going on. And I think this team got a great potential, to do the great things this year, and I hope we will do it.
James said his goal was kind of just to bring in as many good players as possible and you just kind of let it work itself out a little bit. What do you see your role here being?
It's kind of hard, to talk about myself, about my role. Obviously I really want to give something to the team. Obviously I have my positive things, my positive stuff I can do on the court, and I will try to fit myself in with this group of guys. And obviously we have like a couple of great guys here, like a Ruby on the point guard. You have a book, and obviously everybody. He's an all-star profile player, and you have the Ayton. Obviously one day he will be like in top 2, top 3 big men in the league, and obviously Kelly, Ubre, and other guys, rookie guys are nice too. And it's kind of hard to say what's my role, but I'll try to fit in, try to give my best every game, every single night, and score some shots. Try to play one-on-one. Give the space to other guys to play, and that's it.
What's the biggest thing that you worked on during the off season?
Kind of been working on like all my stuff. Try to bring my game one level up. I was working on the shots. I was working on the dribble shots. On the defense, let's say, and that's pretty much everything. And obviously you want to work on every detail.
So after you got traded from the Sixers to Minnesota last year, it took you a little while to get in with the team, and you did start most of the second half of the season. But then after the year, you said you didn't get a great chance in Minnesota.
It's kind of, I don't know, like newspaper. I think they brought that in a different way. I say, let's say in the moment, I got the chance there. Obviously I was happy there with those guys, but honestly I wanted more. I've been talking with the guys all the time there. Obviously I wanted, like 5 minutes more, 6 minutes more, 7 minutes more. Obviously every player on this planet wants to play more minutes, and that situation was in my case too. And it's not I have some against somebody there, or some things like that, but I really, I think I deserve a couple minutes more in every game, more opportunity, more some place for me. But that's the life. That's my opinion. Maybe they got the different opinion, but now I'm here and I want to focus on this moment. I want to forget what happened in the past.
Curious, what was your perception of the Suns just before you arrived, just kind of as an outsider looking at this organization?
Well, I always get a great opinion about this team. This team always got the how to say, like big numbers on the draft. They were very high on an NBA draft, and obviously their potential is high, and it's kind of similar guys playing this year too. And my opinion was great. You have like book can score like 50. You can know how he's feeling that day and the game day, and it's kind of hard. And obviously other guys, Kelly, too, they were dangerous. It was always hard to play here.
What have you learned about this organization now that you're part of it? Maybe what have you just learned over the past few months about just how things operate here, I suppose?
I don't know. I was last couple months. I was back there in Croatia. I just came here, and what I see in the first couple of days is really serious organization, and it's on a very high level, and I can see from the GM, from the president, until small profile people who are working on some management things is like great and excellent, and we can see everybody's on big professionals here, and that's the important thing, to move on, to really help the players to just be on the court where they are and play good basketball on the court.
You played with Monty a little bit last year, Monty Williams, with the Sixers. What's your takeaway from having worked with him last year?
He's a kind of like great guy. First of all, he's a great guy and a great coach. Obviously, he's a guy who will tell you everything in your face. You know, if you doesn't show up on the time, if you are not competing on a game, he will be the first person, you know, who will tell you in the face. You know, you need to do it on that way, and that's a kind of good thing, and that's a positive thing for the coach in this league. And obviously, I think he'll put a couple plays, you know, for us probably, and he'll just let the player make decisions here, because obviously, what I say, this team is very talented, and I think Monty got just set up a couple of things, and he will do that because he's a great coach, and he was assistant in Philly. He was hard-working guy there, and he was always paying attention on every detail, and that's my experience with him.
How much do you look forward to getting those open looks, knowing you have Ricky at point, Devin to space the floor, and Andre down low? How much easier is that going to make your life?
Of course, it's going to make it easier for me. You know, I get the kind of similar players back there in Philly, let's say, and I think it will be easier to play. You know, if obviously you have Ricky on a point guard, a guy who is always looking first to pass, you know, to make guys going on in the game, and we have a book, you know, who is a great scorer, and plus he's an excellent player. He can pass the ball too, and Ayton down there, he's like a, let's say, monster on the block, and obviously some guys will go to double T him down there, and let's make a lot of space for me, and I cannot wait, you know.
What part of your game have we not seen yet in 3 years in the NBA? Anything you haven't been able to really show off?
I don't know. It's kind of a hard question. I don't know. It's hard to answer. You know, maybe I can pass the ball more. Maybe I can play more with the ball. You know, obviously I always was playing with two good big men like a Joel Embiid and like a Karl Anthony Towns. And now I have an excellent big man, but this is no problem for me. You know. But I will try, you know, to have more option with the ball, to make an assist to other guys, you know, to make a play for other guys too. And, I don't know, it's kind of hard to talk about myself, you know.
I mean, you've always been known as a versatile player that can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Like, where does that feel for the game come from, do you think?
I don't know, maybe some guys more with that, some guys learn, you know, in Europe. When I was a kid, I always tried to play with the ball in my hands, you know, obviously. And from that, it's kind of my IQ for the game, and I don't know what to say. And things to make decisions on the court, it's kind of hard to answer.
Last year you talked about, one more question. Last year you talked about shooting, you know, your shooting percentage was low the first couple weeks of the season, and you said to a Philly media that it's a little bit because of being tired from playing for Croatia or from playing in international ball. This year you don't have that as a thing to really tire you out coming into the year. Do you feel like this will be different this year? And what's prior years been like being tired and worn out?
I hope it'll be different, you know, like you need to look the positive for every season, for every day. And I will try to do that thing the same, you know. I always got the slow start in the season, and I don't know why. Maybe it was because of national team, you know. I was like busy for all summer, you know, like 2 practices at the day, you know. It's kind of, maybe it was mentally, I don't know, it's hard to answer, but like, you know, this season I feel like more healthy, you know, like I have more time to prepare my mind for the season, you know, to make low again with the basketball, you know, how we say, and just come there and have some shots, you know, be focusing on that and do my job.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.